Back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is WOULDNT. This is the case of the Idaho 4. I like to start by giving a couple of shout outs. The first one is to Bianca Jane. I love her. She's a kind-hearted, beautiful, intelligent, creative person. Thank you for Baby Huda. You are so creative. Bianca, we love you in this channel. Second shout out is to Denise, Real Eyes Analyze, one of my best friends. She's helped me a lot with research in this channel. And she has so much motivation and passion in this case. Although she works full time and she always manages to find time for this case. Realize, Analyze has a channel too. I'll put up a link. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Outcasts. Most of y'all have subscribed to his channel. He's a great person, decent person. He's thoughtful. He really helps every YouTube creator I've seen. And he deserves the same credit from us. So please like, share, and subscribe in all three of these great people's channel. To my mental health and crime channel, my name is WOULDNT. My licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. This is all my thoughts, my speculations, and my opinions.
Guys said you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering.
Body camera footage from King Road shows what happened the day police responded after 4 University of Idaho students were found murdered in their home.
And she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared.
Better in the assessment process. So we will probably be revisiting this interview with you very soon. Again, okay? So just you're probably gonna have to retell the story.
That's fine.
Alright. What do you remember seeing? Let's start with.
I remember I was in my room and I was trying to go to bed and I heard KAYLEE, who ex-girlfriend, who has a dog nurse.
Real fast. Which one is your name?
KAYLEE.
So just you're probably gonna have to retell the story.
That's fine.
Alright. What do you remember seeing? Let's start with.
I remember I was in my room and I was trying to go to bed and I heard KAYLEE, who ex-girlfriend, who has a dog nurse.
Real fast. Which one is your room?
KAYLEE.
Which one is your room?
Oh.
What room are you in?
DM is giving directions of a room on the second floor.
You were in that room?
My room, not Xana's room. My room.
And your room is this one right here?
Next upstairs. That one. Xana's room.
The floor room.
Second floor.
Okay.
All I heard was I heard her go upstairs and go, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs. All of a
You heard
sudden,
who go upstairs?
KAYLEE and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up, I heard her scream, and she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom and I heard her crying and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy and he was got insanely tall, but he's wearing all black and like this mask, which is covering his forehead and his mouth. And I locked the door and I called, and I didn't know what to do.
This is at 4
a.m. Yes. And so I just ran down.
You left here?
I left my room down to she's that one with the white blinds at the very bottom. I ran down there and we talked, and we just locked the door. We didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so we just like tried to go to bed. And then we woke up, and it was weird because none of our roommates were up, and we called all of them. They were not waking up, and so me, like, this is weird. So I called and come over, and then that's when all this happened.
This is still.
Let me break this down. Let's summarize what DM had to say. She said that I remember that KAYLEE was going upstairs with the dog. Why don't you just say KAYLEE was going up with her dog Murphy? She was going up with her dog, with the dog, Murphy, and KAYLEE said, I think there's somebody here. Then KAYLEE ran upstairs, and then she ran downstairs again. Let's make sense out of this. If KAYLEE ran upstairs and yelled, somebody's here. Let's say the person chased KAYLEE upstairs. Why would she run downstairs again? And if she ran downstairs, then KAYLEE would have been unalived downstairs in the second floor. How did KAYLEE land up in Maddie's bed? That's the first red flag that I noticed yesterday when I heard this body cam. That's the reason I want to break this whole body cam in parts. I'll be making several parts of it so that we can actually try and figure out what we are missing. Although it's a redacted body cam, it's important to break down everything. Somebody told me in a chat last night, oh Huda, now that there's a new body cam, I know you'll be working on it. What I always say is, I only take on the body cams that the police have put out themselves. Banfield belongs to them. Grub truck or the rug grub truck belongs to the Twitch. And then you have the body cam of the white Sierra recently from Idaho Statesman. Although they speeded it 15 times, I still see 2 people on the floor, 2 people on the ground. I know the pictures are blurry. Some people may not agree with me, but all it takes is just to zoom in. The guy from the grub truck is standing. He comes out of the door from 1119 King Road. And he stops and he takes pictures. The 2 people that were on the floor look like Zan and Ethan. And it makes sense to me, allegedly. The reason it makes sense to me is there wasn't much red liquid in Zana and Ethan's room. There was a lot of talk in the beginning that some of the victims could have been unalived outside. And I still do believe that. You can go back to that clip. I think it has 24K views. Although it's blurry, many people agree what we see. So these 2 victims, Ethan and Zana, in my opinion, were taken out of the house. Something happened outside. Now let's come back to KAYLEE. This is interesting. We have DM saying that KAYLEE was running upstairs with her dog Murphy. She said she heard somebody. She said, I think somebody's here. Now that's a big statement. when somebody says, I think somebody's here, that literally she put on the panic alarm on. Somebody is here that doesn't belong here. So KAYLEE ran upstairs, then she ran downstairs again, and then she, that means DM, allegedly heard KAYLEE crying in the toilet. To start with, if KAYLEE ran upstairs and then ran downstairs, KAYLEE should have been found downstairs. Ann Taylor actually mentioned this, if you'll remember. But she did not use KAYLEE's name. She said Maddie. She said Maddie was intoxicated. No, she said DM was intoxicated. She wasn't sure what she saw. But DM said in a statement, according to Ann Taylor, this is the defense attorney of Kohberger. She has no reason to lie. She said that DM said Maddie ran downstairs, ran back upstairs, and then ran downstairs again. But yet Maddie is found upstairs. So let's change the names. Let's switch it to KAYLEE. It wasn't Maddie. Now we're figuring this out. So if Maddie ran downstairs, if KAYLEE ran downstairs, if KAYLEE was downstairs in the second floor, apologize, and then she ran upstairs with her dog Murphy because she heard somebody that wasn't supposed to be there. KAYLEE said, there's somebody here. So she ran upstairs. Then she ran downstairs. So did the person chase her? The steps are too narrow. Somebody would have fallen from the steps, in my opinion. Let's say KAYLEE got chased. She ran downstairs. How did KAYLEE end up upstairs, crying in the toilet? And how could KAYLEE, may she rest in peace, end up in Maddie's bed? Was it DM talking? Or was DM in a hangover, a serious hangover, buzz? Or was in DM on unprescribed medication that wasn't prescribed for her? Was she on drugs? Was she hallucinating? All those questions comes up. The reason I am shocked and baffled as a licensed mental health counselor that a psychiatrist evaluation wasn't immediately done with all the surviving roommates and Hunter. Everyone on the scene should have got a mental health evaluation to see the state of mind, because these people are giving out serious statements that can lock up somebody, which they did. We don't know if Kohberger is innocent or guilty, but most likely, it seems to me that it was the frats, sororities, surviving roommates, allegedly. I'm one YouTube creator who's never ever changed my mind on my theory. No matter where I try to look at, these three organizations come in. Call them organization. There's Greek lifestyle, sororities, surviving roommates, college students, and fraternities. 4 of these people, whether there was drugs involved or not, Lord knows. But let's not forget, fraternities and sororities have been arrested by the FBI in North Carolina a couple of years ago. I showed you all that 2 years ago. For dealing with drugs worth $1 million. Rugs were busted. All kind of rugs were busted. I mean, literally, from the C word to the H word to meth to everything to mushrooms. They try to operate like a secret society. Let's go back to DM. The statements don't make sense. DM, you were uploading pictures at 3:33 a.m. Why would you upload a picture of the one with you and KAYLEE? Why was it KAYLEE your plus one that night? Even the picture, this picture, that was uploaded on KAYLEE, his Instagram was uploaded on the 13th of November, guys. Pay attention. KAYLEE was unalived. How was KAYLEE uploading pictures herself? And for KAYLEE to say, lucky girl, to get up with these people every day. Poor KAYLEE. Now pay attention to this. We are on the 3rd floor. KAYLEE and Maddie is bathroom. Do you all see how white and clean it is? Now let's picture this. DM said KAYLEE was crying in the bathroom. May she rest in peace. KAYLEE said, I think there's somebody here. She ran upstairs, then she ran downstairs again, and then the next thing, DM heard crying from the bathroom. I would assume Maddie was long gone. May she rest in peace. But now let's go back to this. If KAYLEE was crying in the bathroom, correct me guys if I'm wrong, this is all my thoughts and speculations, wouldn't KAYLEE, trigger warning, be bleeding? Wouldn't there be red liquid everywhere? Or is she trying to say KAYLEE was crying in the bathroom and then the suspect or suspects came, pulled her out of the bathroom and unalived her in the room? Even that won't make sense, because KAYLEE could have easily locked herself in the bathroom, torn everything apart in the bathroom and blocked the door. This was more than one suspect. These were people KAYLEE knew, in my opinion. Look at how white the toilet is. Completely clean. But I can't help but noticing the difference between the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor seems to be sparkling clean all the time. In the crime scene photos we see. Is it just that KAYLEE and Maddie kept their floor much cleaner? Or could it be possible that there were so many people chilling in the 2nd floor that they destroyed the house? That would sound more like it. Do you all see any red liquid? Let me know. This is interesting. Even the mirror reflection shows us the shower. Nothing. So KAYLEE couldn't have been crying in the bathroom, in my opinion. Because if she was crying in the bathroom, she could have blocked the bathroom and called 911. Something's not right. Even the doorknob, the door would have been red in color. Let's not forget this was a horrific crime scene. My dear subscribers know me. I don't leave any stone unturned. Do we see any red liquid here? I don't. I've been studying this for over 24 hours now. There isn't any red liquid. Something doesn't make sense with this story. And if something doesn't make sense, then most likely it's not true, in my opinion. We have the toilet seat and the toilet here. Don't see any red liquid. The girls kept the toilet really nice and pretty. Mostly women love our toilets clean. And I can see that this is a toilet that is kept extremely clean. So if KAYLEE ran in here, closed herself here, locked herself here, she could have got help. She could have called for help. But I don't think this is the way it played out. Let me know what you'll think about this. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is all my speculations, my thoughts, and my opinions. Thank you very much, guys.